America faces a crisis. The very fabric of our nation is being tested as never before. In a ruthless assault on immigrant communities, the Trump administration has unleashed a wave of deportations that is shaking the core of our society. The scale and intensity of these actions are unprecedented, leaving countless families in fear and uncertainty. Since July 2023, a series of executive orders have transformed the immigration landscape, creating an environment of fear and instability. These orders target individuals, families, and entire communities, tearing apart the bonds that hold us together. They are tearing apart the fabric of American society, leaving behind a trail of broken homes and shattered dreams. One of the most alarming aspects of these executive orders is their scope. No one is safe, and the fear is palpable in every corner of the immigrant community. Trump has set his sights on dismantling agencies like the Voice of America's parent organization, aiming to control the narrative and silence dissent. This assault on independent media is a blatant attempt to silence dissent and control the narrative, undermining the very principles of a free press. The consequences of these policies are far-reaching, affecting not just those detained but the entire community. Detention centers are overflowing, exceeding their capacity by thousands, creating inhumane conditions that are a stain on our nation. Families are being separated, leaving children without parents and communities in turmoil, struggling to cope with the loss and uncertainty. The human cost of these policies is immeasurable, with emotional scars that will last for generations. The Trump administration's actions are a betrayal of American values, undermining the principles of justice and equality that we hold dear. They are cruel, inhumane, and deeply un-American, reflecting a dark chapter in our history that we must confront and overcome. We cannot stand idly by as our neighbors, friends, and colleagues are targeted. It is our duty to stand up, speak out, and fight for the values that define us as a nation. California, a state known for its diversity and welcoming spirit, is feeling the brunt of these draconian policies. Home to over 10 million immigrants, California is a microcosm of the nation. The Trump administration's actions threaten to unravel the social and economic fabric of this vibrant state. The impact is being felt in every corner of the state. In the agricultural fields of the Salinas Valley, fear and uncertainty grip immigrant communities. ICE raids have become a terrifying reality, tearing families apart and leaving communities on edge. The economic consequences are equally dire. Immigrants contribute billions of dollars to California's economy each year. They are essential workers, entrepreneurs, and innovators. Their contributions are vital to the state's prosperity. Despite the challenges, Californians are fighting back. State leaders are challenging these policies in court, and communities are coming together to support one another. Texas, a state with a long and complex history of immigration, is also grappling with the consequences of Trump's policies. With a large and growing immigrant population, Texas is on the front lines of this battle. The state has already spent billions of dollars on border security measures, including the controversial Operation Lone Star. These efforts have done little to deter migration and have come at a significant cost to taxpayers. The human toll is even greater. Families are being separated, children are being traumatized, and communities are living in fear. The situation is dire, and it is only getting worse. Despite the challenges, Texans are not backing down. Grassroots organizations are mobilizing to provide support for immigrant communities. Legal challenges are being mounted against the most egregious policies. Across the country, a powerful resistance movement is building. Civil rights organizations, legal advocates, and ordinary citizens are rising up to challenge these injustices. They are the voices of conscience, speaking truth to power. The American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU, has been at the forefront of this fight, filing numerous lawsuits challenging the legality of Trump's policies. Their work is crucial to protecting the rights of immigrants and upholding the Constitution. Other organizations like the Immigrant Defenders Law Center are providing essential legal services to immigrants facing deportation. Their work is a lifeline for those who are most vulnerable. These organizations are not alone. Across the country, people of conscience are taking action. They are organizing protests, contacting their elected officials, and donating to organizations working on the front lines. Section 5. Stories from the Front Lines. Behind the statistics and legal battles are real people whose lives have been upended by these policies. These are not just numbers or faceless entities, they are individuals with dreams, hopes, and families. Each story is a testament to the resilience and strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Their stories are a powerful reminder of the human cost of these policies. The emotional toll is immense, affecting not just the individuals directly involved, but also their communities and loved ones. Take the story of Maria, a single mother from Mexico, who has lived in the United States for over a decade. She has built a life here, contributing to her community and raising her children. Maria was arrested during an ICE raid at her workplace and is now facing deportation. The fear and uncertainty she faces are overwhelming. Her two young children, who are American citizens, are terrified of losing their mother. They live in constant fear, unsure of what the future holds for their family. Or consider the story of Jose, a dreamer who came to the United States as a child. He has known no other home and has worked hard to achieve his dreams. Jose excelled in school, graduated from college, and built a successful career. His achievements are a testament to his dedication and hard work. But his life was turned upside down when Trump rescinded the DACA program. The uncertainty and fear of deportation now loom over him. Jose is now living in limbo, fearful of being deported to a country he barely remembers. The anxiety and stress are constant companions in his life. These stories are not isolated incidents. They reflect a broader reality faced by many immigrant families across the nation. They are representative of the countless lives that have been torn apart by Trump's cruel and inhumane policies. The impact is far-reaching, affecting the very fabric of our society. Section 6. A Century of Shifting Sands. To understand the gravity of the current situation, it is essential to understand the historical context of immigration in the United States. Throughout its history, America has been a nation of immigrants. From the arrival of the first colonists to the great waves of immigration in the 19th and 20th centuries, immigrants have played a vital role in shaping the nation's identity. However, America's history of immigration is also marked by periods of intense xenophobia and discrimination. From the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 to the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, the nation has often turned its back on immigrants in times of fear and uncertainty. The Trump administration's policies are part of this troubling pattern. They are a betrayal of America's immigrant heritage and a threat to the nation's values. Section 7. What you can do. The fight for immigrant rights is a fight for the soul of America. It is about ensuring that everyone, regardless of where they come from, has the opportunity to live with dignity and respect. It is a fight that requires the active participation of all who believe in justice and equality. Every voice counts, and every action matters. Here are some concrete actions you can take to make a difference. Support organizations. Donate to or volunteer your time to organizations working on the front lines of this issue, such as the ACLU, which fights tirelessly for civil liberties, the Immigrant Defenders Law Center, which provides crucial legal support to those in need, and local immigrant rights groups that work within communities to offer support and advocacy. Contact your elected officials. Make your voice heard by calling, writing, or emailing your elected officials. Let them know that you care about immigrant rights and demand action. Demand that they take action to protect immigrant communities. Your voice can influence policy and create change. Educate yourself and others. Learn about the history of immigration in the United States, the struggles and contributions of immigrants, and the impact of current policies. Stay informed about the latest developments and share this knowledge. Share this information with your friends, family, and community. Use social media, community meetings, and personal conversations to spread awareness. Show up and speak out. Attend rallies and protests in support of immigrant rights. Your presence can amplify the message and show solidarity. Speak out against injustice and discrimination whenever and wherever you see it. Together we can create a more just and inclusive society. Section 8. A Shared Struggle. The fight for immigrant rights is not just about immigrants. It is about all of us. It is about the kind of nation we want to be. A nation that welcomes those fleeing persecution. A nation that embraces diversity. A nation that lives up to its ideals of justice and equality for all. When we allow the rights of one group to be eroded, we all become more vulnerable. An attack on one is an attack on all. We must stand together in solidarity and fight for a future where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. Remember, the struggle for immigrant rights is not new. It is a fight that has been waged for generations. And while the challenges may seem daunting, we can draw strength and inspiration from the countless individuals who have fought for justice before us. Section 9. Stand up for democracy. The time for complacency is over. The Trump administration's assault on immigrant communities is a direct attack on American democracy. It is an attempt to divide us, to silence dissent, and to undermine the very values that make our nation strong. We cannot allow this to stand. We must rise up and resist. We must demand better from our elected officials. We must fight for a more just and equitable future for all. The future of our democracy hangs in the balance. The time to act is now. Stand up, speak out, and make your voice heard. Together we can make a difference.